Welcome to Conversations with Hannah. We are back in a spot that might seem familiar to you if you've watched any episode over the last 12 years. We are at the Haven, where we're hosting the 12th annual Hannah Kane Charity Classic. And I am joined by several guests here today who I'm going to have introduce themselves as we go down the line. Fred, you want to start?
Sure, thank you. Thanks for having us. I'm Fred Kalen. I'm the Executive Director of Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services.
I'm Beth Cassavant, and I'm the Tournament Director.
Doc Green from Westboro Food Pantry.
Elena Blank from St. Anne's Food Pantry.
And Miriam Kant from the St. Anne's Food Pantry.
I'm so glad to have all of you here today. And not only is it the 12th annual Hannah Kane Charity Classic, it is the 25th year overall of this tournament since its inception. As we've talked about every year, it was started by Karen Polito when she served as state representatives and held it for 10 years. And at the time, there were two beneficiaries. It was SYFS and Westboro Food Pantry. And then when Matt Beaton got elected, Matt and I worked on it with him as his tournament director. And Matt had grown up very fond of St. Anne's, as his mom had, and wanted to add St. Anne's Human Services. And so we did. And for the last 15 years now, Matt for 3 and this tournament for 12 now, St. Anne's has also been a beneficiary of this tournament. And it's a fun day. It is thankfully not raining anymore. We had a little drizzle this morning, but now it is not drizzling. It's a little humid, but that's okay. And we wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about why we host this tournament, what the proceeds do to support these 3 wonderful charities. But first, we thought we'd just start by talking a little bit about the tournament itself. We're really thankful for an amazing host committee. In addition to Beth doing an amazing amount of work, we have a host committee as well who works to go out and get sponsors and golfers and donors for the tournament. This year, we're thrilled to have a donor who has been with us since Karen started it 25 years ago as our 19th hole reception sponsor, Central One. A really incredible investment by Central One into this tournament and into the community for over 25 years now. And then we have a lot of our sponsors who have been here year after year with us who come back because they have a great time golfing, but they more importantly know of the incredible work that these 3 charities do. And we also have an amazing amount of raffle and auction items this year.
Yes, we definitely do, and it's a great credit to the host committee. Dot, I know you spend a lot of time pounding the pavement to get some of the Westboro businesses to donate.
Yep.
But I do want to just mention some of the great items. Cold Harbor Brewery in Westboro did a lovely gift basket and a gift certificate. The Ground Round in Shrewsbury. Again, a gift certificate and a gift basket. We have Red Sox tickets, which is great.
Yes.
The Shrewsbury Federal Credit Union donated 2 tickets to the Wiz, which is coming to the Hanover Theater in May of 2027. So just a lot of really good restaurants, Romaines, Arturo's, Ted's. I don't know, Dot, you got a lot. Beautiful flowers from Ferris Flowers, gorgeous arrangements. The community really does come together to support the raffle and the auction, and all the proceeds from the raffle and the auction go directly to the charities, and so that's a big deal.
I think one of the things that maybe sometimes we don't stress enough is that every single dollar raised goes directly back into the charities, what doesn't cover the cost of putting on the tournament, but there's no administrative costs. We do this because we love doing this, and all of the volunteers who help us out every year. You come in and you get your thank you gift from Carol Swidan and Lynn Lynch and Fred Kalen, and you buy your raffle tickets from Kim Lipka and Paul Campanello, and this year my daughter Caitlin and her girlfriend Cassidy. And if you check in, you get to either be greeted by Kelly Barner or Maureen Johnson or Gail Vidgen or my oldest daughter Madison, who is part of the off-camera crew now, making sure that she's mentioned as part of this. And
Madison mentioned she's been doing this for 12 years.
Yeah, she's also mentioned she'd like to be on the host committee.
She's the longest-serving non-host committee member.
Yes, we will have an award for that. And also, we have every year had Melissa Foz taking all of our photos, which now includes commuting up from South Carolina to do so. So we have a great group of people. Michael Hale is also one of our long-serving members. And Dave Fosher, who year after year has wanted to provide the golf gift idea, and we have overruled him for several years. This year we let him run with it. he had a great idea, and he worked with Frank DeMaria from Spectrum Enterprises, and it was a good year for it because it was a little drizzly this morning, but a big towel that golfers can have out there on the course, and also a divot tool, and then honey from Don Musial and Win Waste Innovations, who again has been a sponsor with us the entire time. Used to do golf balls. Now we get honey from the top of the landfill.
Right, because he has the hives right
Yes.
there at the landfill. It's great honey.
And
Big jars this year, too.
Yes, they're
Last year
great.
they were smaller. This year they're bigger.
And we also have golf balls in there provided by Reed Custom Soils and 80 Makepeace companies this year. So we're really fortunate when we have this tournament as well. We always like to make sure people feel welcomed as they arrive. So we have our parking lot greeters, which have included John LeBeau and Gene Budenhagen, Steve Vigent this year,
Michael Hale.
and Michael Hale. And then they come to the door and they're greeted by George Barrett and Dot Green. And this year we added Jane Lazat to the mix, who is great. So throughout their entire time sort of arriving and then going out on the course, we're very intentional about making sure everyone feels the gratitude that we feel about them being part of this day. And once we see all the golfers off and they're out on the field, then we get to come here and talk about the real reason that we do this tournament, which is to benefit the three charities, two of which are all volunteer led and organized, St. Anne's and Westboro Food Pantry, and then our incredible folks at SYFS, who are not just in Shrewsbury, also head up the Westboro Youth and Family Services, and are involved in many other communities throughout central Massachusetts, as well as doing the youth mental health first aid across the Commonwealth. Today, actually, we have golfing the chair and assistant chair of Ways and Means, who are part of who I go to ask for money for SYFS in the state budget every year. So let's talk a little bit about what the proceeds have meant. And cumulative, we're hitting $1 million this year. So it's 60,000. Yes, I think our live studio audience could also clap too. There you go. This year, we're giving $60,000 in total, so $20,000 to each of our three beneficiaries. And Elaine, you talk about how it has impacted St. Anne's in the past, and I always think of every year when they're here, Joanne Keegan, who sadly passed away several years ago. But the first year that Matt held the tournament and she went up to collect the check at the end, was crying with tears in her eyes about what it meant. And that moment stays with me every year that we're here. I think about Joanne and that moment.
We miss her.
Yeah.
She was a great part of our institution, and she was a great role model, having gone through several things herself,
Yeah.
and found the benefit of the food pantry to raise up and become an integral part of our operation. And then we were babies. I mean, when I look back on it now, I look at what we used for our refrigerators and our shelving and everything, and now we've come like we're into the 21st century, with the tremendous support from your tournament every year. It has helped us enhance our supply chain immensely. Opening new programs, we have a diaper club every month, which is benefiting so many. We have so many babies born in Shrewsbury. I don't know, it's epidemic, I think. But and then we have a very big inflow of elderly people that are coming. And all you have to do is go to the grocery store yourself and do some shopping, and you see where $100 will go. Won't be far. And our team down there is, I can't even begin to explain it. I'm old now, so I just kind of oversee it. Back in the days, we used to go and pick it up ourselves and heft it up, but now the body parts don't work that good, so it is all taken over by some of our younger members who are just so energetic, and the programs are incredible. Part of the money you give us, we use for vouchers for local farms, who after the fact, by using the local farms and the voucher program, it helps to increase their SNAP. They get a bonus type of thing.
The HIP, the Healthy and Sound Use
Yeah,
program.
HIP.
Yep.
It was, I think you were instrumental in that. And that's terrific. I mean, that really expands the help incredibly. And the people love it. They can go get nice fresh vegetables.
Yep.
It's a very positive
And
thing.
it helps our local farmers as well. It's
It
a
helps
huge
our local
thing
farmers.
for-
and to see the faces of the people when they come in, it's just amazing. I mean, there's so many new parts of our program. After a while, you just lose track of them.
Yeah.
But I feel blessed. I've got an incredible team in there, and they work well together. They get along, and but it's only because of people like you have backed us, and because a lot of our improvements would never have happened without you.
Well, it's an incredible, when you think about what you've operated out of the basement of
Yes.
St. Anne's, and when Kevin Mitzigar, who's been town manager for over a decade now, I think, started, I had said to him early on that one of the things we needed to do better in town was understanding the needs of the population, particularly as people who are fighting food insecurity and things. I said, because right now you basically have a senior citizen woman who operates it out of the St. Anne's Human Services,
That's right.
who is helping people just because of the grace of God and her own goodwill.
Yes.
That we need to be more thoughtful about how we ensure that people
Yeah.
in our community are taken care of. And
It's incredible how the elderly clients have it's increasing numbers.
yeah,
And a lot of our volunteers that sit on the reception part of the operation are old, like
Yes.
myself.
Yeah.
We're part of the ancient generation, dinosaur, whatever you want to call us. But anyhow, we get all the young people running around underneath.
Well-
They call us, we're in the mole cellar.
we all learned from you. You are somebody who has been a role model for all of us. So an incredible impact on Shrewsbury for sure.
Well, I can't thank everybody who's involved enough. I mean, you have incredible people that volunteer for you, and they put this together. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's a
Hey,
fun
congratulations to all of you.
day. Thank you. Miriam, tell us about what you see at the St. Anne's.
When I see the people are very thankful for that we are there to help,
Yeah.
because really things are very hard right now,
Yes.
and this is a big help. We right now what we are doing is we buy paper towels, toiletries,
Yeah.
and everything. Like Melinda and I, we think, what do you need in your home?
Yep.
And it's what we're trying to supply with, and we do it once a month,
Yep.
and we're getting like every Monday is like, I don't know, between 60 and 70 families, and we divide them in from A to L, and then
Yep.
senior,
Yep.
and then at the end of the month is from M to Z,
Yep.
and it's the way we can handle it. And Trader Joe's has been very good to
Yeah.
us. They donate their food every Monday, Fridays and Saturdays,
Yep.
and now Shaw's too is giving us
Good.
food, and Target every Wednesday.
Yep.
So, and everything is going in and out, in and out.
Yep.
That is the way Melinda wants to do it.
Yep.
And it's the way we're doing it. And we are so thankful for you guys too, because right now, I don't know why, but somebody is watching us and know our refrigerator, one of their refrigerators broke.
Oh.
So we're gonna try to buy a new one.
Well, I mean, it's obvious to anyone who lives in Massachusetts that, we live in a high cost state in general, but our food insecurity levels are the highest they've ever been. They're much higher than they were during COVID. And the Greater Boston Food Bank does a survey every year, and 40% of families in Massachusetts are food insecure, meaning at some point there's a lack of understanding about where food's going to come from the money, the resources that they have. All the way to people who don't know where their next meal is going to come from. And so I work on the issues at the state level, and I always talk about, having direct knowledge from St. Anne's and Westbrook Food Pantry. But both Governor Baker and Governor Maura Healey have anti-hunger task force that we've worked on as a part of, and there's a lot more invested in the state now towards food insecurity than there used to be, but we're not catching up. It is still far exceeding the resources. And I know in Westboro, the food pantry is having more and more folks come in as well who are not able to find enough resources for them and their families.
Absolutely.
Tell us what's going on in Westboro.
Well, unfortunately, our citizens are in the same situation, food insecure, and we now have 232 families registered, and within their families, we're up to close to 450 mouths that we feed every week. And weekly, senior citizens come in on Tuesday,
Yep.
and we have seen an increase in the numbers. They've gone anywhere from, well, last week was our largest. We had 72 seniors come in to get food,
Yep.
which is absolutely incredible.
And also the tip of the iceberg, because still so many people feel either that there's a stigma associated with asking for help, or that someone else needs it more than they do, and so they think, I won't go in and ask. So you know that 72 is not fully representative of the number of people who are out
No.
there needing help.
That's only on Tuesday morning, and plus we have the home delivery
Yeah.
for people who are ill, don't have transportation, just had surgeries, whatever, and now we're delivering to 28 different families or different households.
Yeah.
And we have drivers who do the delivery, and if the individual doesn't respond on the first delivery, they go back a second time.
Yeah.
Then they call, and if there's still no answer, then we send out a wellness check, and that helps us keep track of our citizens.
Yeah.
But on Thursdays, we do Thursday morning, Thursday evening, and those numbers are just climbing. Month of July, we got 16 new families.
Wow.
Just in the month of July.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, but we get a lot of help from the community, a lot of help. Farmers have started calling us and making arrangements. We have Gleaners, which is a nonprofit farm to pantry
Yep.
home delivery. We have Norse Farm, that every Monday we get vegetables, cases of them. And none of this costs us anything. And the clients love the fresh fruit and vegetables. Plus Barbarians, that's where most of
Yep.
the $20,000 go.
Yeah.
In fact, this year we think we're going to surpass
Wow.
the 20,000. Each family, they can visit 4 times a month. They get $20 in gift cards,
Yep.
and it's for Barbarians or Harvey's
Yep.
or the food court.
Yeah. The food market. Yep.
That we have.
Yep.
They're there too. And they start asking us in May, when are we going to get the
Yeah.
coupons that Hannah Kane enables us to get? When are we going to get them? When are we going to get them? And they go through October. And where they use these really benefits the farmer.
It does, and one of the things, I mean, the food system caucus that we have on Beacon Hill, which 3/4 of the membership belongs to, we have 3 priorities. One is to reduce food insecurity, the second is to preserve and protect farmland, and the third is to increase economic development for our agricultural producers and seafood. And so the Healthy Incentives Program, which helps people who are on SNAP, they can come in and buy, depending on their family size, an amount that goes right back onto their card, so it's not lost. And this has been a huge boon, and we just surpassed, since 2016, $100 million into that program, which is all state investment. SNAP is a federal investment, but HIP is a state investment, which is really incredible. And I was very happy this year, finally, after having filed it for myself for 10 years, and it was filed before me, to get the food donation tax credit for farmers passed, so that when they donate food, they can take a tax credit for it, because, you know, it costs them to do that
Yes.
work. You have to harvest it, you have to transport it, you have to get it there. And we've said for years, there's so much more food out there that doesn't get harvested,
Yes.
because unfortunately most farmers are operating at a loss, and so they, even goodwill won't allow them to want to do something like that when they're already losing money as an operation. So it's been a huge investment into local agriculture. and Spoonfuls, who is one of the
And
gleaners,
spoonfuls, yes.
they it used to be Loving Spoonfuls, now it's just Spoonfuls. I did a ride along with them last year, and Roach Brothers is one of their stops, and Roach Brothers has always been great about having
Yeah.
things for
We
them
get-
to pick up.
We get from them on Wednesdays.
Yes,
Here's
yep.
the delivery. Here, what do you need? And we go to the truck and we need this,
Yep.
we need this, and here it is.
Which is, again,
It
not
is.
only helping people who need food, it's also keeping food that is still good
Yeah.
out of landfills.
Right.
Because unfortunately, that's also a huge issue of people throwing away food, and it's a huge environmental issue. So that also has a positive benefit. But I'm also just getting water on your checks. In addition to the work of the charity to support our two food pantries, Fred, SYFS and the work around mental health and support in the community has also always been a tremendous part of why this tournament has existed. Can you give us sort of an update on what's going on sort of on mental health as a whole, which is a huge challenge, but also what we're doing locally?
So SYFS has outpatient mental health clinics in Shrewsbury and Westboro, as you said earlier. We started working with Westboro, the Youth and Family Department, 2 years ago.
Yep.
So we've been in Westboro for 2 years. And we also do mental health education, mental health first aid, and also suicide prevention workshops and all kinds of different workshops in the area. Last year, we served more people than we ever have before. And one of the things as we talk about food insecurity, housing, many people have needs that are overlapping.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
So we've been able in the last couple of years, and I want to thank you for all your advocacy at the state level with this tournament, et cetera. Those kinds of funds allow us to have an outreach coordinator who is helping to connect the dots for families we might see first,
Yep.
or has been able to spend some time at St. Anne's Food Pantry.
Yep. I know you work closely with Melinda too.
Right,
over at the-
right.
Yep.
At the library,
Yep.
So to find families where they're at.
Yeah.
Just about 70% of who we served in the past year between the ages of 5 and 18. So, right after COVID, there was a lot of talk about the youth mental health crisis. And while the numbers have stabilized, they haven't really come down,
Yeah.
in the state, nationally, not just locally. And so, the vast majority of our staff are licensed social workers, licensed counselors, and spend most of their day, supporting people through therapy and case management as
Yeah.
well. And so, the need is huge, but the support from the community is huge as well, not just from an event like this. So we're so grateful, and we were able to meet the need this past year,
Yep.
even with more people coming through our doors than ever. Thanks to things like this, and all the offers and everyone, and sponsors and volunteers who make it happen. So it's one of the things too. I've been at SYFS now for 2 years. So,
Yeah.
This is the first year I was here. We were able to use some of the funds to pilot a support program specifically for trauma around first responders.
Yep.
And piloting that got it off the ground, and
Yep.
it's really grown. We are seeing double-digit number of first responders who need their own support
Yep.
for how they're there for everyone else.
Yep.
And some of the tragic things that have happened in our communities in the past few years, people often need additional support after those. So, I think it's important for folks who support this tournament to realize too that sometimes it continues to pay its way forward, even if the support might be coming from other places, just to get things off the ground.
Yep. No, it's true. And I think, sort of two closing messages for us today. One, if you are somebody who does need support in our community, despite the fact that you're hearing about the increased numbers, doesn't mean you should not step forward. So I know
Right.
that we all want anyone experiencing food insecurity or having a mental health challenge, come in and seek help. We welcome you to do so. We want you to do
absolutely.
so. The closing thought I have for today is there's one gentleman who's not here today, who I'm hoping I can say this without crying, who's been part of the tournament since the very beginning, Ron Bertelli, who sadly passed away in March. And thinking a lot about him today. He lived on Elm Street. His sister still lives on Elm Street next door to him. When Ron passed, she wanted to have some of the proceeds from his estate go to supporting the tournament today and the charities and the work. Ron started this golf tournament with Karen 25 years ago. He was with us with Matt and all through this tournament. He's been out on the swindle hole for years, swindling money away from golfers, betting they can't land on the green over the water. And so it's really bittersweet to be here without him today. We did name a new Ron Bertelli swindle hole sponsorship after him, and we are remembering him very fondly today. And going forward, he will always be part of this tournament with not only his swindle hole sponsorship, but just as somebody who has really shown us again how wonderful it is to be contributing to something that doesn't serve yourself but serve others. And I think that will be part of his enduring legacy.
And he kept all the memorabilia from
did.
all the tournaments.
Yes, he had folders going back to Karen's tournament all through Matt
Yes.
and ours, and
Pictures and-
we helped his sister clean out some of his stuff, and she provided us with things, memorabilia that she thought Ron would want us to have. And so thinking of him today and grateful for all he did to help us with this tournament. And thank all of you for watching the show. Please reach out if anyone can be of help in any way, and know that we're all grateful for the support we see in the community as well. Thank you all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.